when you live all your life feeling ashamed of any sexual desire, any sexual feeling that you may have growing up, obviously when you're ready to have sex, it's all going to come back and stop you.
The woman feels she has two personalities inside of her. What should I do? Who should I listen to? Should I think about my parents because they kept on threatening me when I was younger? Or should I live my life because you only live once? Or should I listen to God because it's actually haram? Or should I really not do it because it's eib and it's not accepted by the society? So the woman's brain is going through hell already, you know what I mean?
Hi, my name is Hani. I was born in Syria, but I lived most of my life in Saudi.
Hi, I'm Fatma. I'm Egyptian.
Hi, I'm Hadil. I'm Lebanese.
Hi, I'm Abdullah. I'm Palestinian.
Hi, I'm Safa and I'm from Tunisia.
In my country, it is impossible to see any form of public displays of affection, nudity, or sex in the media. 3, 2, 1.
I was so eager to go.
In between. But it really depends.
Right now, I've seen shows where they're trying to show some people kissing, like couples kissing, but it's very rare. Very rare. Nudity is, no. It's like it doesn't happen. Sex doesn't happen back home.
Publicly.
Yeah.
But in Tunisia, long story short, just don't kiss in public. You'll get 2 months of prison, that's all.
You know what's funny in Lebanon? Like there are certain cars that are female, so windows are blacked out. And then the second you see a car that's blacked out, you would be like, oh my God, this guy bought this car because they want to do like dirty things with the girl. So now you have to get an actual agreement from the police to get your car blacked out.
Wow.
Tinted, yeah. There's like certain alleys that are known that those are the kissing alleys.
That's illegal in Tunisia.
Yeah.
In Egypt, you don't go to jail, but every society member is a person of the police. they would attack the couple. Of course, we're talking about a heterosexual couple. Like we're not talking about like if they were a gay couple, that's another story. But if they're a heterosexual couple,
is it even allowed?
Nothing is allowed.
Yeah.
Nothing is allowed. But like you would go with a warning or like minor aggression if you're a heterosexual.
I see.
It's interesting hearing you guys because like you both step forward, but Palestinians at least the way that we view like Lebanese is very open-minded. Like the media that we see or the people, the influencers, it's like this is kind of normal. So it was interesting to see that.
The only reason why I stepped forward, she mentioned sexual action in public.
Yeah.
That's not there. That's the only thing. Just don't kiss.
And again, it's what you think of openness is, right? Openness, like it doesn't mean that you have to show public affection. Openness and liberation with your mind, that's openness.
And has anyone seen nudity ever in their country?
I have.
I
have seen my share of male parts unsolicited on the streets. Of course, as sexual harassment, not with my approval at all.
Wow.
I would be like doing something, going somewhere, and somebody's like, just see this. It's very interesting. And I'm like, no, it's not. Thank you. Like that is nudity. Like for us, it's not about anything fun.
We have a nude beach.
Yeah, we have nude beaches
we have
too.
a nude beach.
Some private nude beaches, yes.
Yeah, it's a
And
private
kissing
nude
is still not allowed?
Not for Tunisians. See, nude beaches for tourists, but
Interesting.
When you're talking about like the culture, right? You're talking about the bigger picture.
Yeah,
There's definitely pockets where it's allowed, but if you're talking about the bigger picture, walking down the streets, it's very rare that you would find something like that.
Even Saudi itself, there are areas where like compounds, beach areas, private areas where locals are not even allowed in, where it's a whole different world. Like everything's allowed, dating is allowed, drinking is allowed. It's like a lot more.
In Saudi?
Yeah.
Really?
But these areas are like very not anyone can go in.
It is haram to date in my country, so it's very common to date in secret. 3, 2, 1.
People are supposed to get married right away. They're not supposed to meet, to touch each other, to just, talk to each other before marriage. But of course, that doesn't happen at all.
For example, my dad married out of his immediate family, and at that time it was very abnormal. People, marry their cousins, so it was kind of difficult for my dad's family to accept my mom came from another family. And so, you really are from a young age expected to marry from a certain group of people. There really isn't a lot of dating or anything like that. It's kind of set.
During my time in Saudi, it was very frowned upon to go on dates and date people. You really had to do it in secret. There was police were out there to get you if you're on a date.
When we talk about dating in secret, what does that usually mean?
It means dating, going out, like knowing each other before we pretend in front of the parents that we just met.
That's actually the best way to present it.
Yeah.
Or pretending you're going to do homework and then
And there's like
It's
some
it.
no-go places on a date. You know, you might see like your aunt or somebody that might snitch
100%.
on you.
I dated my first husband for a long while until he went to my brother and told him that I just seen her last week and I want to know her better. And we've been dating for a year or something.
Marriage proposals and engagement parties are over the top in my country. 3, 2, 1.
You just jumped.
yeah, it's crazy over the top. It's like it doesn't make sense. Everyone has loans. Everyone is in debt. I don't even know where they get the money, and all they care about is this like the fireworks and the flower. And I'm like, oh my god. And the sad thing is the bride doesn't even enjoy her day. Unfortunately, we're very critical of everything. So everyone is always like, oh my god, they have to find something that's not nice. So the bride ends up being so overwhelmed with all those comments that the things went wrong instead of the good things. And the whole planning thing and the whole financial thing is just very overwhelming. And because of the culture pressures, like you always have to make sure that, oh my God, everything is over or
Show off
the
culture.
top, show off, I mean. So that adds unnecessary pressure on the bride and the groom, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes they keep people in marriages, even the couple they're not happy. Just you stay there for the image and social image and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Even like buying stuff for the newlywed couple, like for the house. Like you can't buy like pots and pans, you can't buy a set. You have to buy like 4 or 5 sets, even if nobody's gonna use that. You have to buy a lot of everything. Towels, you have to buy like 15 towels instead of 3. And this is the way it goes. And they invite people to see what we have, to just look at it and, know how rich we are. And yeah, it's all about what people would say.
That's true. And that's funny because it's really true. Before even the wife goes to her house, people comes to her place just to see and really see everything.
Unfortunately, like also women at a certain age, when they hit a certain age back home, they feel that pressure that, oh my God, I need to find a husband, I need to find someone. So their choice isn't really out of, okay, I'm really getting to get married with this person because I love him, or like he's the right partner. No, I want to marry him because, okay, what is the family going to say? The family's going to say, أنا معنسة. I don't know what that is in English.
Yeah, there's no translation for that word.
It's a horrible word. Like,
Like,
if you're beyond a certain age and you didn't get married, you're definitely judged.
Yeah. But even for men, to be honest, and actually this is a topic I was talking to with my friend, like for men, if they don't get married after a certain time, they would think right away they would associate it with homosexuality, that he's homosexual.
I think something that's growing in Palestine that's really nice, and I like seeing it at weddings and proposals, is a lot of people take it as an opportunity to show off their heritage and their culture, like the tabriz and the traditions. I know a lot of Palestinians are going back to the villages that their parents are from or their grandparents are from to have their weddings there, and restoring mosques and churches there to have their weddings. So it's definitely very
That's
cool.
nice.
I like that.
That's
yeah,
nice.
that's nice.
That's very nice.
I'm very proud of our hospitality and our culture, but I don't know if we're doing it for the right reasons. I feel because we care so much about what other people think, we're not doing it out of humility.
I actually agree with you that it generates a lot of problems like sexual frustration because people are not unable to get married or like they're forbidden to just touch each other.
When you're engaged, any dates you go on with your fiance must be chaperoned by a male family member. 3, 2, 1.
No. Because now it's halal, right? So now it's known to the public. So what's the point?
And it depends on how strict the family is.
Yes. And how religious they are.
Yeah.
But generally, no, not in Egypt.
Yeah. Some families, they'd say like, I'm okay with you dating, but you have to come to the house. So it's within our territory. Yeah.
I think that, at least in Palestine's case, that might be the case in some areas. It depends on like how religious or conservative the area is, but definitely I think in Gaza at least it's a little bit more conservative than other areas. So you might see that, but in my case, the people that I've seen, usually that's not needed.
And also in the cities, when the big city, no, it's not. When you go a little bit inside of the country, it's more strict and more conservative, more religious, so it's a no. And something else, I think it's funny because back at the time, women used to be like very strict with their daughters, but then when the daughter grew up, the mom asked her daughter, hey, do you have anyone you're dating, you're seen to propose? And then how'd that come if you're not letting me talk to anyone? So really things have changed, at least for the last 10 years. So it's quite different.
It's funny you say that. Like, I find my mom way stricter than my dad in that sense. And you
Same.
would think that my mom would relate more to me and like she would be more understanding.
Yeah, no, she's
but I'm
not.
like, no. Yeah.
A woman must be a virgin before she gets married. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, of course. What do you want us to say? It's a yes.
Obviously, women go have sex, and a lot of women are not virgins, and then they go there. We have surgeries to actually,
Pretend it's there.
yeah, to make the woman virgin again. So when she gets married, it's like,
You can fool him.
Exactly. And I know that there are some, but I think those are the very conservative, traditional families, like small groups, that they still need proof of blood to prove the health of the woman, I guess.
You want to talk more about that?
You don't want this video to be sad.
Yeah,
We don't want it sad. No. Women can't have sexual desire. They can't. They can't want things. Sex is one very important thing that they can't want. And no, like all women have to be virgins. And even like the Islamic way of marriage, they have to say if a woman is getting remarried, omit the word virgin out of what they normally say. So it's a big thing, and women are pressured to maintain their virginity. They have the same surgery in Egypt sometimes. They have things that they put, they have colors, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, it's tough. And in some areas as well, they have somebody to just, with a white piece of cloth, to just go in and have it stained with blood to show that this woman was never touched before.
The people will be waiting outside for you to come.
Yes, everybody will just cheer, yay!
And I've had a lot of conversations with my male friends about that, about like, why would a male not be okay with a female if she's not a virgin? And a lot of the responses I get, I think, is very egocentric, is because it's like because they're worried that if she's seen something else, how would, like, she might not like me, or, you know, so it's better for her just to see one thing and stick to it.
It's a very taboo idea for men to accept. For, like you mentioned, this comes from a lot of insecurities, a lot of like she's seen somebody else, she had sex with somebody else, so it must be thinking about it all the time.
But we slam religion, right? Like,
Yes.
religion is always the reason why.
Yeah.
Or even society. Like, I know, like, for example, in Palestine, Bedouins, they're not that religious compared to normal Palestinians, but you also have Druze, you have Christian Palestinians, Charkas, you have a lot of different communities. So I don't think it only comes down to religion, because all of these communities that I've spoken to kind of share this need for, the woman to be a virgin in order for them to be married. Yeah.
Yes.
This is what the norm is. It's all that they're exposed to. Especially, for example, I'm from Gaza. This is something that is like never even considered.
So you're a virgin when you're, let's say, 19, 20 when you get married. What if you don't find someone until you're 27? Do you wait until 27, 28?
So really, that's the thing, actually, because if you do program a woman to be like that, and she grows up, and when she got the chance to do so, she actually will find like a blockage in herself. So it's even deeper than just what is haram or aib, like it's not acceptable in society, but it actually ruins the woman's brain more, because even if she's free enough and she's had all conditions to do whatever she wants, she won't be able to do it because it's in there. So it's another trauma that she has to deal with and fix her life with. But yes, usually some they decide not to until they get married, even at 30s and plus, or some they don't. They just live their lives. But there is still this, the woman feels she has two personalities inside of her. What should I do? Who should I listen to? Should I think about my parents because they kept on threatening me when I was younger? Or should I live my life because you only live once? Or should I listen to God because it's actually haram? Or should I really not do it because it's aib, but it's not accepted by the society? So the woman's brain is going through hell already, you know what I mean? So it's just, there's no answer for this question. It really depends. But there is a deeper question, deeper problem, which is the trauma that woman is actually living.
100%.
So it's a big thing, I promise you, from a
And
lot of friends.
Yeah, and a lot of women, when they reach that age, to be honest, like I speak from experience and I speak from my friends as well, men are not that interested to actually have sex with a virgin woman at that age, because they don't want to hold that responsibility of them taking the virginity of someone that old.
Listen, she's suffering.
Yeah.
She is suffering, I promise.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shame that you like sex, associated with a lot of shame.
Exactly.
The moment you come to life, the moment you can't comprehend what shame is, it gets brought up, and when you live all your life feeling ashamed of any sexual desire, any sexual feeling that you may have growing up, obviously when you're ready to have sex, it's gonna all kind of come back and stop you from it, or make it a scary experience.
Yeah, she needs to make peace with it. Like really accept it as a normal activity, a normal thing, and just take off that shame, which is like hard for someone who's old enough to do so. Yeah. So
and not only that, because like imagine a woman that's been like that right is taken away from her. She doesn't even know what pleasure is, right? So when the actual sexual experience happens, she thinks that this is only happening to please the man. So the man, as long as he gets pleased, that's enough.
She's not thinking that she's gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
She's not supposed to.
She's not supposed to.
She's not supposed to. She's not. For sure. The long story short, a lot of work need to be done on the mental side for the woman to herself. Really to herself. To accept, to tolerate, to just love herself and just say like it's fine. You raised maybe in a different era or whatever, but just it's fine. But that doesn't mean that we have the other side of women that don't care. They're very open-minded in everything, and they explore. We have everything, but a lot of mental problems are involved.
I think the views on sex have also changed. Like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, people would have just sex is for babies. Have many kids. Like I have many siblings. Nowadays, people are having much fewer kids. So maybe that might be changing.
From my experience, at least, the expectation for men who they're expecting to marry a virgin, they're still not expecting the woman to just sit there and just have sex. I think the expectation is that she's still gonna do all the things that a very experienced person will do. Be there to pleasure you, enjoy it, and do all these things that they would watch in porn without ever having sex before. which is
it depends.
It's a crazy expectation, but it is definitely there.
Can I tell you why they're not doing any of the things? No, normally like unmarried women, they wait. But if they don't want to wait, they would do anything and everything except for the intercourse, which will ruin their virginity. But knowing it or not knowing it, we are all told as kids, you have to pretend you don't know anything. Like, is that kissing? I don't know. Do people do that? Like stuff like this. Like you have to pretend you don't know anything or you would give a bad impression.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed the newest. In this video, we featured the Middle East. So if you are Middle Eastern and if you have Middle Eastern friends and if you're dating someone Middle Eastern, don't tell their parents. But yeah, let us know in the comments below and let us know what you thought about the video. By the way, guys, we have a new merchandise line out. So you can go and check out some cool shirts like this one. This is a Lebanese themed one from our video, dating a Lebanese man. So if you have a Lebanese friend who thinks everyone is Lebanese, this is for them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more on dating around the world. And I will see you guys next week. As usual, keep breaking down your barriers.